As this day stretches out before you, the shepherd invites you into something deeper than simple stability. He invites you into remembrance, not as nostalgia but as strength. There is a kind of power that only comes from looking back at where he has carried you, a holy confidence that rises when your memory aligns with his faithfulness. So pause for a moment now and let your heart reflect. Not on the weight of yesterday, but on the God who walked with you through every unseen moment of your journey. Look at how far he has brought you. You've walked through seasons you thought would break you, yet here you are, not abandoned, not forgotten, but upheld by a grace that would not let you fall. There were days you felt too weary to keep going, but somehow your legs kept moving, your breath kept rising, your heart kept beating with a quiet hope that didn't come from you. That wasn't willpower. That wasn't luck. That was the shepherd, steadying your steps, strengthening your spirit, and holding you when you didn't even realize you were being held. He has been faithful in ways more numerous than your memory can recall, and yet heaven remembers every detail. Every tear he counted. Every sigh he interpreted. Every prayer you whispered into the night that felt unanswered. He heard, he held, he responded in ways that later shaped your strength. You may not have understood the purpose of every valley, but you can see now that you were never alone in them. Remembrance is a spiritual weapon. It is how the soul learns to stand again. When doubt tries to whisper, "You won't make it," your memory answers, "But I made it before." When fear tries to rise, "What if God doesn't come through?" your history declares, "He always has." This is why the shepherd teaches you to look back, not to relive the pain but to recognize the protection. Not to reopen the wound but to notice the healing. Not to dwell on what hurt you but to marvel at the God who lifted you. Let your heart breathe in gratitude now. The shepherd has walked with you through moments you thought would end you. The fact that you're here today, awake, breathing, listening, is evidence that his hand never released you. Not once. Not ever. When you stumbled, he steadied you. When you doubted, he stayed. When you felt weak, he whispered strength into the chambers of your soul. This same faithfulness will carry you into the rest of this day. And in this holy remembrance rises something powerful, joy. Not the joy the world understands, not happiness tied to outcomes or circumstances, but the supernatural joy that comes from knowing who walks with you. Joy is not merely an emotion, it is a weapon. It pushes back fear. It interrupts anxiety. It silences the voice of despair. It declares, "I will not be moved because God is with me." Joy comes when your heart remembers that the shepherd is not a distant God, but a present one. It rises when you realize that every breath is a gift and every step is guided. It flows when you recognize that your story is being held by hands that cannot fail. This joy cannot be stolen by the day's pressure or shaken by the unknown. The enemy does not fear your strength, he fears your joy. Because joy means you see beyond your circumstances. Joy means your spirit is anchored in truth. Joy means you remember that heaven is fighting for you. This is why Scripture says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." Joy fuels you. Joy steadies you. Joy stabilizes your steps in ways fear never can. Sometimes joy arrives softly, a lightness in your chest when you expected heaviness. Sometimes it arrives unexpectedly, a moment of gratitude that washes over you in the midst of routine. And sometimes it comes like a whisper reminding you, you're safe. You're covered. You're loved. Let that joy rise in you now, not because everything is perfect but because God is present. Not because life is simple but because you are guided. This joy is not denial, it is divine clarity. It sees reality honestly but sees God even more clearly. Remember this as you step through your day, you are not responsible for the next 10 steps. You are responsible for the next one. The shepherd does not ask you to see the entire path, only to trust the one who does. He guides step by step, not leap by leap. You do not need to know the full story to keep walking. You only need to look at his feet and follow. And when fear tries to pull you beyond the step you're on, when your mind tries to jump ahead into imaginary timelines or future worries, return to the shepherd's pace. He does not run ahead and demand that you catch up. He walks with intention, with steadiness, with wisdom. His timing is perfect and his pace is peace. Goodness and mercy follow you not because you are flawless, but because you are his. They cover the footprints behind you, redeeming the moments you didn't get right, cleansing the places where shame tried to cling, and smoothing the rough edges of your journey. Goodness walks behind you to rewrite the mistakes you fear. Mercy walks behind you to heal the places you regret. Together they guard your past so it cannot sabotage your future. You are not walking alone. You are not walking imperfectly. You are walking covered. Every step you take is shadowed by grace and followed by redemption. This is why you can walk into this day with your head lifted. Not in pride but in confidence. Not in arrogance but in assurance. You carry a legacy of faithfulness behind you and a promise of guidance before you. You walk with heaven's covering, heaven's oil, heaven's escort. And whenever your heart starts to tremble today, whenever uncertainty rises or pressure builds, pause. Remember His faithfulness. Recall the valleys you survived. Gather the fragments of His goodness and let them build a foundation beneath your feet. Say to yourself, He was faithful then. He will be faithful now. Let joy become your response to fear. Let remembrance become your answer to uncertainty. Let gratitude become your shield. Let trust steady your breathing. You were never meant to live by fear. You were meant to live by faith. You were never meant to walk by panic. You were meant to walk by peace. You were never meant to be driven by pressure. You were meant to be led by presence. The shepherd who sustained you yesterday is the shepherd walking with you today. His strength has not weakened. His love has not faded. His plan has not faltered. His guidance has not paused. His protection has not loosened. The God who walked with you through your hardest night is the same God walking with you through this very moment. His faithfulness did not expire. His goodness did not diminish. His mercy did not thin out. He is still here, steady, sure, unwavering. Let your heart rise with quiet strength. Let your steps be light, knowing you walk with joy. Let your thoughts remain anchored in remembrance. The shepherd is not finished leading you. He is guiding with purpose. He is shaping with intention. He is strengthening with tenderness. And He is filling your life with a joy that no circumstance can steal. Walk into today remembering the God who has never failed you, and will not start now. Beloved, if chapter 5 has awakened gratitude and reminded you of God's unshakable faithfulness, don't stop your journey here. There is a profound peace waiting in chapter 6, a chapter where the shepherd's protection surrounds you and His voice becomes your guide. Click now to continue and let His presence lead you into deeper clarity and calm.